to Glimpse TV. I'm Kate Northrup, and I'm here with my friend Alisa Vitti. And Alisa just wrote this really beautiful, super helpful, quite revolutionary book. And it's called Woman Code, and the tagline is to die for, to live for. Perfect your cycle, amplify your fertility, supercharge your sex drive, and become a power source. Yes, please.
Yes, yes, and yes.
I've been perusing a little bit. I can't wait to dive in deeper. Alisa.
Darling.
I'm so happy to have you on my show at long last.
At long last.
Alisa and I have known each other since 2006, which is a super duper long time.
That is a long time.
So I have seen you through a lot of ebbs and flows in not only your personal life, but also your business life. And what you've been able to accomplish is huge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's just say congratulations
It's a fun
to start off the show. I love it. I love it.
It's a fun thing to have finished a book. It feels unlike other things you do in your entrepreneurial career, which are just this ongoing creative evolution. A book is a done deal.
Yeah. Did you always know that you were going to write a book?
No, actually, it wasn't until your mom made me do it.
She is such an instigator.
She is.
And my mom wrote the foreword to this. Here she is, Dr. Christian Northrup. Yep. Now, I love the story about, so sometimes when we're trying to figure out as women, or as men really, what our passion is and perhaps what we should be doing with our lives, we look back to what we were doing as little girls, or little boys, as the case may be.
Those key moments.
Those key moments. And you have a great story about something you were doing when you were younger in relationship to women and their bodies and hormones. So can you tell that story, because it's so funny?
Yeah, well, so, you know, if I could have guessed based on the things I was doing in my free time as like a how old are you in 6th grade? 12? 12. I could have easily saved myself like 5 years of wondering what I was going to be when I grew up. But in 6th grade, right after we learned about periods in sex ed, I immediately went outside that afternoon, gathered my 3 other best girlfriends, and started the period club on the spot at recess. And we met every day. And we met every day at recess. We sat on this wall that was sort of like stuck to the building. And we would just sort of wonder and talk about, was anybody having signs of their period? Was it gonna come today? We would do bathroom checks. We would run to the bathroom during recess, and someone would go into the stall and see if they had gotten their period. And then of course I made these predictions. I just had this sense of who was going to get it first, second, third, and fourth. And I just had no idea, you know. I should have bet my allowance on that.
Right.
That was the
And you were right.
I was 100% right. Yeah.
That is spectacular. So not all women have that experience of joy and elation and fun. When they first either hear about the period or to get their period. And I know yours was a little bit of a bumpy ride there because of your own health issues.
Right.
And you can read more about the story in the book, of course, but do you want to give, like, I know you're probably sick of telling your story at this point, but the brief synopsis for our viewers who might not be familiar with your amazing work.
Sure. Basically, you know, like I said, I had guessed my 3 friends sort of when they would get their period, and mine came so far last. You know, everyone was basically done by the end of 8th grade, and I didn't see my cycle start until maybe almost the end of sophomore year of high school. So it's fairly late. I was almost 16, and it wasn't really regular for many years. So that whole experience of not having my cycle, something that I could take for granted or even complain about, which is the normal experience, made me really interested even more into figuring out how it worked and how I could make mine work better. And that eventually, among some other twists and turns on the road, led me to open my center and develop this body of work and this protocol.
Amazing. And this has been, Alisa was actually just featured very recently on the Dr. Oz show. physically showing examples of what your period looks like if you have various hormonal imbalances. And I have to tell you, even being the daughter of a gynecologist, I got a little squeamish with the whole thing, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that.
No, not at all. I mean, I think that's why we wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was revolutionary. I was watching and I was like, oh, I can't believe they're actually showing what it looks like on TV. But
it wasn't real blood.
Of course.
I came up with this really fun idea to use fruit juices and things to simulate different colors.
And it was brilliant. And I really learned a lot. I'm one of those women who the day I got my period was awful, and it's like one of the worst days of my life. And I don't do a lot around honoring it or paying much attention to it. So that's why for me personally, I'm going to be taking your book to bed with me for my bedtime reading.
Nice.
To get a little bit better in sync with that. So I'm going to just ask you a personal question here on my show.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
This is why we do glimpse.
Exactly.
We want a glimpse inside.
Getting a glimpse inside.
The secrets.
So, and I'm sure that other listeners have this same question. So I am very busy, as are you.
Beyond.
You are doing a lot of things. She's a newlywed to this really cute hot guy who is currently being lead singer in a rock band, which is why he's not here right now.
You know, it's free time.
It's so cute. I mean, he's also a super successful businessman, but regardless, I think the rock star part.
It's so hot.
So okay, so and then you've got the book, and then you've got your online flowliving.com, FLO living.com. Alisa created the first online system or kit, or what would you call it?
It's a hormone improvement tool, actually.
Thank you.
So it's like, think of it like Rosetta Stone for your ovaries. It's really cool.
I love that. Yeah. Rosetta Stone for your ovaries. And there are so many things that are going on with your body that you might not think are related to hormones, but are. So can you tell me what some of those are, and then I'm going to ask you my personal question.
I was going to say, wait, where's the personal question?
Back because, as you know, I don't script Glimpse TV, so we have to go here first.
Okay, great, fine. you lead. So some things that women don't associate with hormonal imbalance, but are actually an indication that the endocrine system is not working the way that it should, are things like any sort of skin issue you have, from eczema to rosacea to acne, even dandruff and oily hair. That can be a sign of adrenal issues. Constipation, IBS, just indication that there's congestion in the pathways of elimination. It's going to affect the overall performance of the endocrine system. So some of these things are things to look out for. Often these random symptoms that we don't connect the dots back to are periods, and also I think we limit what we think of hormones being. Right? We think it's either periods, pregnancy, or menopause.
Or sex.
Or sex. But sex we don't really associate with hormones, because sex is sexy and hormones are not sexy.
Okay,
right?
Good point.
And so we don't think about hormones involved with sex, but they're completely involved.
Well, certainly. I mean, that's what the whole thing is going on around puberty and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay, so I'm busy, you're busy.
Yeah.
We're all busy.
So busy. It's too busy.
So busy. and I have been getting little like messages from actual people, and then also from myself, to pay more attention to my cycle on a monthly basis. And I know this is something you're really good at, actually, and you even post on Facebook some things about taking time off, or what you're eating around that time, or special things. So, and I'm just gonna out myself. When I hear that, I wrote a post about this recently that got a lot of, I know this is a topic my readers really wanna talk about, so I'm excited you're here. I immediately am like, I don't have time for that. I don't really have any symptoms, so why bother?
Right.
And like, it just seems inconvenient.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you that.
Yeah.
And so good.
Good, great, grand.
So what should
That's how you should feel right now.
What should I do?
First of all, just acknowledge the fact that you've been bathed in a culture that makes you feel that way.
Thank you.
And
so true.
And it's not a big deal that that's happened. Let's not like, sort of focus on that. Whatever. Moving on. But let's, think about strategically why it's valuable for you to access this information. So you are busy. You are trying to do a zillion things. Think about trying to turn on, let's say, anything that has a remote control. Okay? Would you try to do that with using only one battery in the remote control? Would you try to turn on your TV or something?
No.
Right, you wouldn't do that.
I would not do that.
You wouldn't even think that would be a reasonable thing to expect to magically happen if you just tried it anyway.
Right.
Right. Similarly, walking around trying to operate effectively and powerfully in your life without leveraging what's naturally going on cyclically, hormonally in your body, in your brain chemistry, in your energy levels, in your mood, all these things that are in continuous flux.
Yeah.
If you're not working with them, they can't work for you to make your life easier, better, more successful. You know, people ask me all the time, how is it that you get so much done? I mean, last year alone, you know, I wrote a book. I launched this Rosetta Stone thing. I wrote a book. I planned a wedding.
A damn good wedding.
It was
the
so
most beautiful ceremony I've ever been at. It was amazing.
It was yeah.
Snot rolling down my nose. Not even just tears, the snot.
Well, but it's you.
I know, but it was really like not everybody gets the snot.
I know. I'm teasing you. We all know Kate loves to cry at a good anything. It's adorable. It's one of the things I love about you. You cry when I can't, which is
yeah. There you go. I am the community crier.
You are.
Anyway, she did a lot last year.
I did, and all of it happened was possible because I wasn't trying to do it all in the same day.
Yeah.
Or expect that I would perform in the same way day over day, week over week, month over month. And that's the key distinction that we women, we need to lean into that. You know, instead of trying to push against what's happening in the current of your body, we need to go with that flow. Pun intended here in this case.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. And I mean, listen, don't even take my word for it. I hate esoteric theory. I'm a practical New Englander, as we both are. I like to see things in action.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. You have 4 phases of your cycle. They give you 4 distinct moods and mental focus ability, communication, verbal skills. That allows you to have different levels of energy when you go work out, different desire around types of sex. And there's an easy way that I've outlined for how do you plug in food to make those work better. Try it out.
I'm so excited.
Try it out. If you don't get more done with less strain on your mood and your physical energy and just like stress levels, and you feel great at the end of the month. And here's a bonus. If you get towards the end of the month and you don't have PMS, it's really working for you. Because PMS is not normal. You know, we need a new normal that includes the body and includes a way for us to feel great all month long. No more being taken out halfway through the month,
or being like, oh, it's just that time of the month, and making a joke of it. It has become this cultural thing, and I feel like it's very, actually, not to get all whatever, but it feels degrading to me of women and our bodies that's become like this societal joke. And so I can't wait to dive in and give that a go, because I know that that's next for me. I know that that's next for a lot of you as well. Please write in the comments below if that's next for you, and you and I can hold each other accountable for that.
And wouldn't it be amazing? You know, I think the statistic is that there's going to be something like 20 million female entrepreneurs by 2020.
Wow.
And wouldn't it be amazing, since we're not seeing the changes in corporate America that reflect a feminine business model, if that as entrepreneurs, a little revolutionary act of creating a more feminine paradigm for us to exist in came out of our self-care that had us feeling and operating at our best from a cyclical standpoint. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do. We don't have to change the system. We just have to like do little calendaring for ourselves. It's easy. So easy.
And I love what you said about getting more done with less strain. Getting more done with less strain, and for the overachiever in me, knowing that it has to do with getting more done is like my little carrot.
Well, that's what it is for me.
I want to do more. And then the less strain part is like the rest of me that's like,
we should have grace and ease in our lives,
and fun and pleasure and all of that. Thank you for being a model for that. And I want to ask you 2 things. One, what are you doing in your life right now that you're afraid of, but you're doing anyway?
Always good questions from you. What am I doing in my life now? I think just simply trying to go out into the media more and talk about this issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it still hasn't fully hit me, like what I did on the show, and just connecting the dots between cycle and food and success in your life. It's just a big conversation, and it's very edgy. And one of the reasons why I said asked me earlier, did you have plans to write a book? And I said, not till your mom made me.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's also because I was terrified.
Sure.
And I remember when I turned in the manuscript, I started, lots of things don't make me cry, but I instantly started bawling. I was writing an email to your mom and just saying, it's such a vulnerable thing to put this kind of work out into the world, because it's just it's just different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's shaking it up, how it's been for 5,000 years or however. I don't know how long it's been this way.
Who knows?
Whatever, it doesn't matter because it's different now.
So, I think it's all part of the same thing.
Totally.
The book, the sort of speaking out more about these subjects, and it's really edgy, but I like it.
It is, and look at you in your rock star jacket. You're very edgy.
It feels more in line.
And then lastly, what do you love about your life?
I love being married right now. I mean, I'm a newlywed, and even though it's been a little bit crazy because we moved and all sorts of things going on with the launch, but I love my home life.
Yeah.
It's very, I'm an introvert by nature, and a lot of people laugh when I say that because I can talk an ear, but
she's very funny.
But I really recharge with some downtime and alone time. And knowing that I have sort of that sanctuary at home with the love of my life, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Yeah,
and you guys, I love you together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on my show. What I'd like for you to do is buy Alisa's book, and you can do so by clicking the link below this video. And heal your body, heal the world. It's all going to be good for all of us when we do this. And also make sure that you go to katenorthrup.com and subscribe to get all the future episodes of Glimpse TV with all of my luminaries like Alisa Vitti. And thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
Love you.
Love you too, baby. Vic's like, all traces are perfect.
Yeah,
let's go.
Understood. Ooh. A little less noise there, cameraman.
Go ahead.
Okay, are you ready? Okay. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Go.